This is CHSR 97.9 FM here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. This is Python's Paradise, your film and music show, and this is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena. And folks, I am an associate producer on Hearts of Darkness, the making of the Final Friday. And of course, Adam Marcus and Deborah Sullivan have both been on the show here twice, and some other folks from the documentary have been on here as well. Well, I've been seeing some of their live, Adam Marcus do some of his live chats on Facebook, and he's always joined by this extremely funny, I mean, I gotta say it, very funny young lady who is the line producer on this film and an actress herself. Folks, I give you the lovely, the beautiful Allie Rivera. How do you do, Allie?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know,
Thanks so much for having me here.
I see you in these live chats with Adam, and I'm half tempted to tell him to like poke you in the belly to see if you go woohoo.
That's not far off.
Are you always this bubbly?
I am. I am. I know it's super annoying sometimes to people.
Not to me.
I am a very, very bubbly person.
So there are times when I'm watching those live chats where I'm thinking, gee, how can I get the message to Adam ways to torment her?
Oh, he does. He does plenty on his own.
Like you had a ponytail one night, and I was like, gee, should I tell Adam to pull it?
Yank on it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
more mental with his with his challenges. He challenges me that way.
Yeah, I heard you got a hole in your wall right now. Now, what's up with that?
I do. Oh my God!
it's-
Skeleton crew. They came at night.
Is it the black hole?
They punched a hole in my closet, and then everything was gone, and somehow miraculously exploded in my bedroom. So.
Well, if worst comes to worst, you can go live with Adam and Deborah.
I should, actually. It's way nicer by the beach. I'm in the valley, so it's very warm.
I hope that you're not affected by those fires. I've been seeing pictures of that.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, thank God. It's actually the saddest part that it is, hovering over this national landmark of the Getty. And I know there was a fire that way like 2 years ago, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, maybe it was like 3 or 4 years ago now. And, just driving, because it's right along one of the main highways, the 405, which when I first moved here, I was told to avoid like the plague. And boy, were they right. It's always backed up. But it does kind of go along where the Getty is. And for like a year, 2 years almost after that fire, like the ground was just still charred and sad. But so I'm hoping that they can contain this. But luckily the winds are blowing south of me. So I think, so I'm avoiding all the smoke, which is good. But I think it's going right over Adam.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it's heading down towards the beach now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Do you know where I'm located here in New Brunswick, Canada?
Yeah, I'm originally from Cleveland, and then I lived in Connecticut for a little bit, and so I'm familiar-ish with the that area of Canada, but I don't know exactly where New Brunswick is.
I heard that you were from Mars.
Venus. Women are from Venus.
I knew I was going to torment you on here.
Oh, I just looked it up because I hate not knowing things. So you're right above Maine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's cold up there, huh?
It's chilly, but we don't have any snow here right now.
Okay, that's not bad. I heard who was I just talking to? Oh, we were just on another podcast last night, Adam and I.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. With the guys from the Jack Wagon Express, and they're located in Wisconsin, and they said they were getting snow today. They should be getting it today already.
Let me guess. In response, they put a hole in your wall.
They're like, screw you and your nice weather. No, they. You know what? It's kind of sad, but I was just thinking about this because I babysit for a lot of kids around here, or I have in the past, and a lot of the schools are right by, kind of up by Mulholland and the Getty Center. So I was thinking about that, how crazy it is that we used to. I remember like living in Cleveland, and we had the lake effect snow, right? So we would have like feet of snow sometimes, and we would still have school. So it was always kind of playing this waiting game in the morning of, are they going to cancel school? Are they going to cancel school? But I have a feeling that's what it is for these California kids is, with the fire season, they wait and see if they're going to cancel school for it, because it's just horrible.
So you sit on kids?
I sit on kids, yes. Particularly babies.
I can't stand kids, I'll be frank. The one type of film I rarely go see at theaters are family films, and I can't stand these right-wing people that push family films. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Is it okay for me to be single? Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I just want to look at these people and say, piss off, It's like... I
agree. To each their own.
Yeah.
Live your best life the way you want to live it. If you don't want to be, tied to anybody and have to care for children for the rest of your life, then yeah, do that.
I'm fine.
They're a handful.
I'm fine with a partner, but I've never liked kids. And you get these people out there, they think if you don't have kids, you something's wrong. And I'm like, well, there's something wrong with you if you have them. Oh, my goodness.
I know. And it's so funny, too. It is very cultural, right? So, like a lot of my friends back in Cleveland in particular, the ones that kind of stayed in Ohio, and they met their significant other in college, and now they have like a gaggle of children. And I go home and I visit my grandma or whatever, and I'm always looked at as like this crazy LA lifestyle who's, always going to be a spinster.
Well, you know what?
Settle down.
My message to women out there, don't let anybody define you whether you have children or not. If you want to,
exactly.
Yes. And I right now know I have a female friend who's having a tough time at work because she gets this attitude because she's over 30 and doesn't have children. She doesn't want any.
Ooh.
And
let her be.
Yeah, and I really hate that, and you get these people in the industry, that should mind their own business about pushing family films. And I do like the Toy Story films, but or the Muppets, but that's usually about the extent of me going to family films, because these people let their kids run around the theater, and yeah, not a fan.
It is not a pleasant experience. And I love kids, but no.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I totally agree with you.
And, of course, babies are the worst.
Oh, but they're so cute.
Not when somebody...
Until they throw up on you or something.
So they what?
Until they throw up on you or something.
How often do you get that?
Oh, it depends on the kid, but I've worked with a lot of infants. They can projectile vomit, man, and it stinks. It's horrible because it smells like formula or something.
Which is worse, that or diapers?
Oh, that for sure. The vomit is the worst. Diapers I got over a long time ago. I have a dog. I've got to pick up after my dog. I've seen a lot of gross things. That's fine, but like the vomit, like the baby vomit, is pretty gross.
Do you have to pick up after the skeleton crew?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I should on the next live chat suggest to Adam that you and he dress up as each other.
Oh, that would be funny. We're doing a live tonight. I wonder if we would have time to make that work. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, you guys got to go on there and you got to talk all about me.
We will. I think we gave you a shout out the last time because we were pumping the interview today.
Oh, were you?
And then Yeah, and then the time before that, I think you had just interviewed Tim, and so I think
Yeah.
we dropped you a shout out then too. But no, and they love you, and it's they love talking with you, and we've got the whole skeleton crew involved, so it's all good.
Well, you know what? I wasn't tuned in last night because I got interviews every night this week except Wednesday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've just got bombarded and I love it, you know. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
good. It's good to be busy and doing things that you love.
Yeah. But no, I reached out to you because, sometimes it's just something about people that make me want to reach out. And I tune in when Adam's with you because I know I'm going to laugh at you. I'm sorry, but I'm going to laugh at you.
That's what I'm there for. I'm the comic relief.
I guess. And I loved it last time you had Deborah in there too, the last time I checked in. And I
Oh,
can't.
she's a riot. She's so funny.
My favorite shot in Secret Santa is the one where she and Pat Destro are cackling at each other, and her mouth is so wide.
She's amazing. She has such a great laugh too.
Yeah,
She really does. It's infectious.
yeah, yeah. So it's interesting because I've been here at the station since it's 2005, and I didn't start doing the podcast until 15. And it's funny because this was just something that just kind of happened, and it's been so great. In 17, I did my first convention because I've never been outside New Brunswick until an actress friend of mine invited me to Toronto to
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she invited me to assist her at Horrorama, and it was Lisa Langlois from class of 1984, and she and
Oh,
I are still
cool.
good friends. Yep. And
How far are you from Toronto?
I'm an hour ahead of them in the time zone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. Yep. So that was my first time in a plane, and I was like, I didn't mind it, It didn't bother me, but now
When was
I'm
that?
2017,
Oh, wow. You hadn't been on a plane until then?
and I'm 47.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
And did you like the experience?
Yeah, it felt like a bus.
A very large, loud bus.
Yeah. Yep. And I'll tell you, getting off the plane in Toronto compared to Fredericton, I saw these really tall buildings, and I was like, I'm not in Fredericton anymore. Yep. So,
Wow.
yeah, now I'm involved in some of these movies. Like I'm cameoed in 7 James Balsamo movies, plus associate producer, and all I had to do was film my stuff on my phone and send it to him. And it's like,
Oh,
right,
wow.
yeah, and I'm no actor, but James Balsamo's like the self-aware Tommy Wiseau. So,
Wow. That is amazing.
well, I've got 2 scenes in his next movie that are going to be watched on a television by Eric Roberts, and I'm kind of like, I'm in scenes with Eric Roberts, and I didn't even have to leave town.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's so great.
it is. Yep. So, and of course, I'm a co-producer on 13 Fanboy, which was the first thing I got involved with.
Nice. Okay. So I didn't realize that was the first thing that you got involved with.
First thing I got involved with in terms of a movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in
And
terms
that's
of
fairly recent.
that
That
was
was only
recent.
this year, right?
Well, Debbie Sue Voorhees has been on my show 4 times as of this year, and
She's so great. I've
yeah.
never even met her, and I know she's amazing.
Well, when I found out Tracy Savage is in 13 Fanboy, I was like, ah, darn, sign me up. Sign me up. Yep. So now it's Hearts of Darkness, and I'm going to tell you, originally I was worried about whether or not I was going to be able to do this because this ends up costing me money. Like, I'm not making money off this, and I
Right.
know through James Balsamo and with 13 Fanboy, I must have spent close to $1,000 on 13 Fanboy.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
because I got a perk in that where my picture's going to be in a scene with Tracy Savage. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, I
That's cool.
had to, yeah. But But James Balsamo, and I know I'm not being paid for it. It's not that, but there comes a point where it's like, I gotta be careful with my bank account, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I gotta be careful. Like my brother takes care of my YouTube videos and stuff, and he kind of acts as my kind of my advisor. And he said, "Greg, you gotta slow down on these movies because you could end up deep." And so I called Adam Marcus up because I saw the perks or saw the Indiegogo, and I was like, we're up there high on associate producer and co-producer. But when I called him, he had said he noticed that, and he put the associate producer down to it still cost me, but not as much, So
Yeah.
so I was glad he did that because I was able to get involved because I like Adam and Deborah, and I kind of wanted to do this because I like them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we talked about that a lot. Crowdfunding is crazy. I just came off of another one this summer. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, a lot of social media, which was never truly my forte. It still is not. I'm still figuring everything out. But there's like a psychology behind it, right? Like what do people really want? What makes them really want to be a part of your project, And I think what we really came to is like, well, we want it to be everyone's project. It's a project for the fans. We want it to be kind of we want the fans to feel like they're a much bigger part of it too, because they are. They're the ones that, made Jason Goes to Hell what it is today and keep it alive. And so that's why we wanted to make sure that we could be as inclusive as possible and make those associate producer perks a little bit more attainable,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad because I'm happy to have my name on it. But here's a
yeah.
Yeah. But
it's going to be a really cool project, and to have your name on something like that is really I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, here's a funny thing too, because 13 Fanboy, it didn't take long for it to more or less double its Indiegogo. How is like? Are you guys going to reach your goal on this project?
You know what? This is probably going to air after.
Yeah, it's going to air. It won't air anytime soon. So.
So what we're planning to do. Actually, we had like a really insanely good week. We only have 3 days left, but we're at. We raised just over 30,000. Our goal is 50. So we're at like 61% funded. I think what we're going to end up doing is extending it just a little bit. There's been a lot of people who have said, I'm going to donate on Halloween. I'm going to donate on Friday. And we're like, but that's after it ends. So I think we are going to announce that either today or if we do a live before Halloween or on. I think we're going to do another live on Halloween. That'll be fun. That's when we should dress up as each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we are going to extend it at least through Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which is basically another month.
Because I
do think we'll reach our goal by then for sure. I think we're actually past our goal, which will be great.
Well, that'll be great. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you're the line producer on that. So how many lines have you produced?
There's a lot of lines to produce.
Are they straight lines?
Define straight.
The crooked ones that lead to the skeleton crew.
Diagonal at best.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know all these terms, so I know that Greg Sestero was a line producer on The Room, one of the few things that Tommy Wiseau was not doing. Tommy Wiseau was my first guest on this podcast, believe it or not.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
He just amazes me, that man. He is truly, truly a wonder.
Yeah. So what does a line producer do? What are you required to do when you do?
the line producer mainly equates to the person that does the budget, right? So they handle all of the expenditures. They track, where everything's coming and going and where it's being spent. And, we only have a certain amount left for this much, or, we only have this much left for that thing, or, we've overspent here, but we've underspent there. And then you can kind of move some line items around the budget and make it work. So basically, when you think line producer, it equates to the budget person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you going to be in this movie?
Probably not.
Okay, wrong answer. Try again. Are you going to be in this movie?
Well, I might come and do something as a fan, but we really want to make it about because we really want to capture. This is the most divisive entry into the Friday the 13th franchise. Mm-hmm. So we really want to capture those different sides of the story. Some fans have wished the most horrible things on Adam, and he's Teflon to all of it. Like, it just rolls over his shoulders. But and he laughs about it for the most part. But we want to know, like, what is it that you hate so much about this that you would wish this person would, just die? And then on the other side of that, it's been so incredibly cool because I've never really been a part of a franchise like this where there's a constant chatter on Facebook. There's constant engagement on Facebook. Part of Jason Goes to Hell fan groups that was started by TJ Bowser, who was wonderful.
I had him on here. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yep, I had him on. Yep.
He's wonderful, and he's so knowledgeable, and he's so loves the franchise, but also specifically Jason Goes to Hell, and he's become really close friends with Adam. So I think like it's really cool to see that side of it too, and get the love from the fans as well as the hate from the fans, and also talk to a lot of the cast members. We have a ton of the cast members that are coming out for this, cast and crew. We have Robert Kurtzman, who's going to be a part of this, John D. LeMay, Stephen Williams, Rusty Schwimmer, Adam's brother Kip is going to be doing an interview with us. We have the baby Stephanie, who was played by Brooke Sher. She's coming on to do that. So we've got a really insanely large cast
You forgot
already.
Julie Michaels.
Oh, yes, we have Julie Michaels as well. Sorry, that was kind of a late edition ad. Hold on one second here.
She's my eye candy in that opening scene. You examining the hole in your wall?
Hold on, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're fixing the hole in my wall. So hold on one second. My dog's gonna bark here.
Yep, sure.
Mute this.
Sure.
Okay, they're in.
Yeah.
I had you on mute for a second.
your dog's in protest.
Oh, she is all bark but zero bite. Soon as she gets close to somebody, she runs away.
Let me guess, it's one of those ones like Paris Hilton you carry around in a handbag, right?
No, not quite. I was never quite that. I always grew up with big dogs and I wanted a big dog, but when I found Desi, she was a smaller dog.
A wiener dog?
She's a cocker wiener. She's a cocker spaniel and a dachshund mix. So she kind of looks like a mini long cocker spaniel.
Yeah.
Come in and out. Yeah, so she's a hoot though. She's 11 years old. She now has arthritis, but she's working through it.
Yeah.
She's very sweet though.
Yeah.
But it's definitely beneficial to have a smaller dog here in LA. I just didn't even think about that. I wasn't even particularly looking for her. She just kind of happened in my life.
Kind of like Skeleton Crew?
Skeleton Crew doesn't just happen. They attack.
Well, I grew up with the Friday the 13th franchise, Yeah. I would have been 8 years old when the original came out, and...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And were you allowed to watch it at 8 years old?
You want me to tell you the story? And I've shared this with a million guests, especially the Friday the 13th ones, but I was afraid of horror films growing up,
Yeah.
It was something that scared me, and I remember being baited into watching Friday the 13th Part 2, And I'm going to tell you what I took away from it, other than watching it through webbed fingers. Um, Kirsten Baker became the first woman I've ever seen naked. Yep. I remember that. And that was the
Of
scene where
course.
mom came in and turned the television off.
Very memorable, I'm sure.
But yeah, and I don't know. I eventually, my older brother showed me Friday the 13th, the final chapter, telling me Jason dies in it. And technically he did, but, they made more. But I think after, he died in that fourth one, I was like, good, evil got vanquished. I was able to face them a lot better than and now, I really enjoy horror films, but I remember that well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Which was the first one you seen?
I think the first one that I saw was the first one. But not until I was much older. I think it was in my late 20s or whatever when I first saw them. So, because I was too young for it all when it kind of came out,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't really get into those franchises until much later. But yes, the first one was my first one. I just marathoned it.
Do you have a favorite?
I really, this is going to sound really planned out, but I love Jason Goes to Hell. I really do. I think it was really clever, and I think and the kills are fantastic. The gore is amazing. Robert Kurtzman and Canby effects were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I really do enjoy that one, and the first one's fun too, just because it's the first one. Kind of setting up the whole thing.
I think my favorite is the final chapter, because Ted White's my favorite Jason.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I can see that. I see that.
Yeah, and plus I loved how dark the movie was. Like, it got very comedic, although I love Jason Lives, part 6. But I found they got a little too light in terms of their tone, whereas but the final chapter is really, really dark in terms of its tone. And but I love that opening in Jason Goes to Hell, and I told Adam, I think that was so clever.
Oh, yeah.
But people talk about hating Jason Goes to Hell. It's like when Paramount sold the rights to New Line, they wanted to leave it at Jason Takes Manhattan? Like,
right.
Like
that's how you were going to go out? Oh,
I know I
gross.
never understood the ending of Jason Takes Manhattan, And if I'm
I don't think a lot of people do.
well, I know I don't know whether I'm one of the people that's allowed to ask a question on the documentary or whether it's a part of my perk, but my question would be, how bad did Jason Takes Manhattan shit the bed, Because it had to have hit badly.
Yeah, it didn't do well, that's for sure.
No.
I'm looking right now. You do get your a fan recording in the doc.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
I know what question I'm going to ask. I'm going to say, where is Allie really from?
Probably closer to Mars, not quite Venus.
So what am I supposed to do? Like, film that? Or how am I supposed to do that?
Yeah, I think kind of similar to what it sounds like you've done before, where you film it on your phone, because phones are amazing right now. Actually, for one of the movies that I did, it was released in 2017. It's called The Raking.
Mm-hmm.
We filmed. What we didn't do, it was like kind of a whirlwind of. It was kind of weird, like a crazy production. It was filmed in Joshua Tree in the summer. It was so hot. And one of the things we just missed was getting the establishing shot of these guys driving into Joshua Tree. So we just drove to Joshua Tree, and I just pulled my phone out and started recording, and we ended up putting that in the film, and it looks fantastic. So it's, with what we can do and the capabilities of iPhones and Androids these days, that's what we figured. Everybody can film themselves putting their own questions together, and then we'll cut it into the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be part of this, and I I think the big thing I'm really kind of like in the back of my mind is, and I'm kind of surprised Adam hasn't been approached on this yet, but it I'm kind of wondering how the Sean Cunningham thing is going to go.
Oh boy. Yes. I'm going to leave that for the documentary.
Well, I told Adam, and Adam recalls this. When Fangoria magazine had Jason Goes to Hell on the cover, that quote, "Take the damn hockey mask off of Jason," that was in there.
hmm
I mean, I'm
hmm
sorry. I mean, I don't know Sean. I got nothing against him, but I could just imagine how crushed Adam was when Sean had stated what he did at that con.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. It's very interesting, and it's all on tape.
Yeah, he can't deny it.
Nope. He said it publicly. But it was out there to be taped, so it was pretty incredible. And good luck for us.
Yep. Yep. I said to Adam, I said, "Is the Blu-ray going to have a blurb on it that says thumbs up, Jean S. Cunningham?"
Oh man.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. I hope we do something like that because that's amazing.
yeah. So I'm actually surprised that Sean hasn't found out about this. I'm not going to tell him,
Of course not.
but I like the fact that he's going to defend himself. And really,
Oh
Adam
yeah.
should. He should. You
Oh,
know.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just such an interesting relationship because, they grew up together. So just having that, I can't even imagine what that is like between the two of them growing up together and then having this kind of epic controversy between you guys. It's kind of crazy.
Well,
But makes for great content.
well, he grew up with Sean's son actually, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But he grew up around Sean Cunningham, and
yeah,
they were like a part of each other's families, basically.
yeah.
It sounds like.
Well, I don't know.
So.
Like I hear things here and there on Sean, and some of it is like, really, really, really. I know that his wife was an editor on part two, so I don't know how hands-on he was with that film, but I know Steve Miner, the director of the second, third one, was associated with Sean. So anyway, yeah, that is the part that I'm really kind of it's in the back of my mind. How this is gonna go.
I'm actually very interested to see how I know Adam has it in his head already as
Yeah.
far as how he wants to cut it together on that part on that note. But I think that's going to be a surprise for all of us.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'll be surprised if he even has Sean do an interview on this.
Oh, I don't know that Sean's going to be actually doing an interview in this. I think we're just going to be able to use the footage because otherwise, I actually don't. I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't think that they are really friendly these days.
I don't think so either. I don't think so
I don't
either.
think he'll be
Well,
doing Adam the solid here.
apparently there's a lot of people not friendly with Sean because I just read a comment not long ago by the Chopping Mall director Jim Wynorski, who was a screenwriter on House 4, and he didn't have very pleasant words.
Yeah, not many people do.
So I mean, I'm really sorry that Sean's taken this avenue. Like I said, I got nothing against him personally, but the franchise is what it is. It's not art, but this is what it became. And
Yep.
yep, and it's a hockey mask all the way, I guess now. But
Yep.
yep, but yeah, he came back to produce Jason Goes to Hell and regrettably Jason X. Jason X is the room of the franchise.
That's a really great analogy.
I think Jason X special effects are just slightly above Birdemic Shock of Terror.
Oh my God.
Yep. I thought Jason X was the worst one. That was my pick. And the good thing about Jason X is at least you can laugh at it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't wish bad things on anybody in the movie, you know? That's
Right.
why I'm sad that Adam took all this. I'm sorry, but Jason Goes to Hell had a much better opening than the ending
Oh,
of
yeah.
Jason Takes Manhattan, let's face it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, that whole thing.
It's a classic horror opening, and it's so great. It was really, really, really cool to see. You know, just like kind of bucking the whole system.
Now, I gotta say, I'm not too keen on the whole shaving scene in the movie. You know, I could have done without that, but I can see why Adam got hassled on some of it, because some of it was kind of out of character. But I can credit him at least for trying to do something different, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
it's hard to reinvent the wheel, 9 parts into a franchise.
Well, we don't have to reinvent you. We got every night you're on there live, it's something new.
Well, yes, I am very dynamic. Let's put it that way.
So,
but Adam gives me a lot to play off of, so it's good.
Yeah. Well, I love it there. I could not believe, and you got it too. You got it when I mentioned he always says "damn Skippy," and I made the peanut butter reference.
Oh,
you were the only one that got it. He didn't get that.
He's like, I never understood where that's coming from. I'm like, well, peanut butter, right? It's a brand.
Yeah, so I know why he doesn't have it in his house.
Exactly.
Not Skippy's peanut butter.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
That was the benefit of working with kids for so long. I know my peanut butters.
Yeah.
I know my brand name.
There you go. What kids are you talking about? The fellas on Skeleton Crew or the actual kids?
Sometimes not with Skeleton Crew, but like former people that I've worked with. Like, I gotta tell you, sometimes it does feel like babysitting. Oh man. No, but I still do I still work with some families every now and then. I babysit or nanny for some kids over the years. That was my first job. Actually, ironically, it was my first job in New York when I lived in New York when I was like 18, 19, and my family was in Connecticut at the time, from like when I was 16 to 22 or something like that. So it was easy for me to go in and out of the city. So I actually had my very first internship was at, and anything to do with the film industry, was at New Line Cinema in their marketing department. I think I was 17 or 18. And we were promoting Freddy versus Jason.
Okay.
At the time, which I thought was really funny. But I was nannying too. That was what I did to make money in New York, among many other jobs, bartending and cocktail waitressing and all of the things that actors do.
Have you met any of the cast of Jason Goes to Hell for this documentary yet?
Not yet. No, I've just talked with Peter Bracke.
I've had him on.
He's so great.
Had him on 2 years ago.
Oh, he's wonderful. I love Peter.
Yeah.
He's very sweet. He's easy to work with, and he knows his stuff, man. He's like, just a library of information.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Like, I'm planning to have him on probably early next year, because but I know he mentioned he had a big project lined up there, and I guess this is it, because I reached out to him this year, but I think I'm going to have him on for 2020. But I find it interesting with the Crystal Lake Memories. The book was great, and then of course, there's the documentary,
Mm-hmm.
and I have both. And well, I guess there was some issues about the Adam Marcus Jason Goes to Hell stuff on that that he and Peter Bracke are trying to mend or something with this movie. Am I correct on that?
Ooh, that I don't know. On Crystal Lake Memories, there's something on that. I don't know.
Maybe I got my information wrong. I thought I heard Adam say something about that when he was.
Oh, he might have.
Yeah.
I mean, he there's a lot of things that I don't know. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, there might be. There absolutely might be. It doesn't sound too far off base.
Okay. Well, you guys I know you guys have had some wonderful perks come up in this. I know you're so sad you didn't get a pendant.
I know. I'm getting one this time, though. I got one.
Yeah?
There was a second wave of pendants. Actually, we only have one more left. But Ruben Morales did a whole nother round of them. So he did 9 for part 9. Did 9 pendants that are not the chrome masks, but this time they're like the original Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
So we just put that up, and those sold within like 6 hours. I think they were almost all gone. Mm-hmm. But we have one left still, so that one's still up for grabs.
I might do the Blu-ray thing. I might do that. Yeah, because the perk of mine has a DVD, but I'm like, I don't collect DVDs. I prefer Blu-rays. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I'm a Blu-ray person, so I might go for that. The Blu-ray. I'm already on for associate producer, but I might do another little contribution there.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
I love that you're an associate producer. We only have 3 more spots for that, too. So a lot of these have been doing really, really well.
Yeah, well, the line producer thing was taken.
Well, there's only one of me.
I draw the line on that.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. And I'm excited to say too that Adam Marcus and Deborah Sullivan, the group, are going to do the Doubtfire Face Challenge. They said too.
Oh yeah, he's let me know about that. I'm super excited for that. I think he's going to do it. Well, I don't want to ruin the surprise. If he hasn't told you, then I don't want to ruin the surprise. But I think he's getting many people involved in that. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked, I said, we got to get Allie in this because she's too bubbly not to be.
Everyone likes to get well, I was going to go somewhere dirty. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to even have it go somewhere dirty, but as it was coming out, I'm reeling it back in. I caught it before I said it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to have Michelle Renee Allaire on soon, too. And I said to her,
oh, she's lovely.
Yeah, she answered Adam's phone one day, I think it was Sunday. I called Adam about something, and Michelle answered, and I'm like, boy, I'm going to call Adam more often if you answer the phone.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I think she's down for the Doubtfire Face Challenge. I've had a few of my guests do this for suicide and depression.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Including Nancy McLaughlin, who was in Jason Lives. She did it in front of some of the props from the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
After the, I didn't start the Doubtfire Challenge. I don't know who did, but after the Ice Bucket Challenge did so well, like, I can relate to the depression, not the suicide part, but I can relate to the depression part. And it just hits you out of nowhere. And quite frankly, I wasn't a big fan of I was never nominated for it, but I wasn't a big fan of the Ice Bucket Challenge because growing up, I used to watch stuff like You Can't Do This on television and stuff like that. I used to love the old pie in the face and people being slimed. I would never want to be slimed because that's just a full body thing, but the pie is
I forgot about that.
I used to love that.
Yeah.
I used to love that. And I think it's one of the reasons why I don't have why I'm single because I tend like remember I mentioned the pulling the pigtail thing.
Uh-huh.
I still do that shit with women. I drive women up the wall. I drive women
That's
up the
really
wall,
funny.
and yeah, I remember it was oh, who's the famous comedian you who was in the original Nutty Professor? I can't remember. He's just oh
Eddie Murphy. Oh, the original.
yeah, and why is he not coming to my?
Oh,
He
I don't know.
uh, oh Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. That's right.
He was
I love Jerry
quoted.
Lewis.
Well, I'm not a big fan when I found out that he does not think women could be funny.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like I think you're hilarious, and you're not a comedian. I
I
find
did stand up for a little bit. That was hard. I have such a
I know it's easy to sit
new
down,
respect for that. It's much easier to sit down for sure.
but I mean, I find personally, from my standpoint, I find women funny, and maybe it's one of the reasons why I'm not dating is because I find them funny. Like when I see Deborah Sullivan do the mouth thing in Secret Santa, like I just get a kick out of that, and it amuses me. It's just
Oh, you should check out. I have a web series that I produced and directed. Actually, it was my directing debut.
yeah,
It's called Moms Anonymous. So it's a lot of funny women.
yeah.
But we do have our dad moms in there too. So there are some men in the group. But it's basically the concept of, anonymous parenting advice and the group therapy for parents. It's very funny.
Do you got scenes where you're being projectile vomited on?
No, I should have. But my character is she's a little sneaky, so you'll have to watch and find out. But you find out pretty quickly that she's a little bit.
I have an I have
as
a, I have an
honest.
I have an idea for you.
Mhm.
You need to do a scene where you're changing a messy diaper while the kid's projectile vomiting. There.
Oh, oh, that's the worst.
There you go. Have fun with that
That's
one.
like a double whammy.
Oh, you've done that for real?
That I've had kids sit up, and while you're changing the diaper and stuff, oh, not great.
Yeah, but you need to get like a special effects thing so it just goes right.
Exactly. Oh, you know what? Actually, we did. Oh, it wasn't vomit though. It was we because especially little boys have very great aim when you're changing their diaper. And there's so we did to promote Moms Anonymous. We did a whole bunch of like 1-minute skits that we put on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And one of them was this mom changing the baby's diaper, and just like she cannot catch a break. She always ends up getting peed on in some funny way. And then she finally she's prepared, and she's like it's like a montage of like she's changing the diaper. Then she does it in the bathtub so she won't get, but she still does. And then the final one is she is ready. She's wearing a raincoat, like a face mask, changes the diaper. It's all good. And then as soon as she takes it off, she gets it like right in the mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
That should have been your scene.
I was directing that one. That made me just as happy to direct somebody else getting that for once.
But speaking of projectile vomiting, going back to Hearts of Darkness,
Yes.
when did you guys go start filming that?
As soon as we're done with the campaign, and honestly, I think depending on how long we extend it for, we'll just start as soon as possible because we're coming into the holidays now. We want to try and get some of the filming done before, and then we'll reach out to everybody who lives in other places. I think after the holidays, after the 1st. So we're gonna shoot it as soon as possible, and then Adam is going to be editing, I believe, and then along with with Edwin's direction as the director, and we want to aim to wrap it up very quickly so we can get this out as soon as possible.
Is this going to be released in theaters?
We don't know yet. We have a couple of companies who have expressed interest in distributing. To what end that is, I don't know for sure. But nothing is in writing yet. So it is definitely out there. We've gotten some nice little, handshake kind of ideas about where this will be. So, but I can't say anything until.
So it's not in writing, but is it in printing?
You're fun. You should be a stand-up or a sit-down comedian.
I knew when I had you on here, I was going to torment the hell out of you. Like, I'm sitting there watching you and Adam, and I'm like, Adam, just take your finger and poke her and see if she goes, woohoo! Pull her ponytail. You would not want to sit by me there, I'll tell you that.
I'm going to take your word for it.
This is why I'm single. Yeah.
Me too.
I'm like, forget sex. There's so many other interesting things we can do.
There's so many other interesting things.
Yeah. No, but I've been watching this. I do love the live things, and I try to catch them when I can. You say you were on there last night?
No, we did a podcast last night, Adam and I, and then I think our last live was Thursday last week. So then we're going again today, and then hopefully Thursday this week, which is Halloween over here. Do you guys celebrate Halloween?
Of course.
Okay, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Is that I didn't know if that was like a
what?
United States weird thing.
You know what I do?
Huh.
Since I don't like kids, I shut the lights off and pretend I'm not home.
Do you have a giant? You're the person that has a giant sign on your lawn that's like, "Keep off the grass."
You know what? Somebody sent me a picture that just cracked me up. It was a picture of a jack-o'-lantern lit up in a window, and you know what it had carved in it?
Huh?
The words "fuck off."
That is great.
I got a kick out of that.
That is great.
I guess that pretty much means that there's no trick-or-treaters at the house.
I love that. That's great.
So is horror films like your big favorite genre?
You know what? Everyone asks me that. I just love. It depends on the project, I guess. It depends on the
like, I know you're into My Little. I know you're into My Little Pony, but come on, let's talk about horror movies here.
Well, I got my start in horror as a producer, and I love, and so like I did more. I guess like my bigger draw as a viewer, if I were just going to sit down and watch, I prefer more like thriller rather than like straight up horror, but I do love horror. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I really love comedy. Like a good comedy is, it's hard to find, it's hard to make, it's hard to do, it's hard to sell, but that's why I think I appreciate it even more after being on this side of the business and kind of seeing how much more difficult it is to sell. You know, dramas are dramas. As an actor, I'm always going to like a drama, but I'm not always in the mood for a drama as a human.
Got enough of that in the States now.
Way too much of that going on. Exactly. I don't need to feel any more of the feels. I feel it all. We just need to, sometimes it's nice to just like have a few laughs. I prefer comedy, but especially this season, I love Halloween season here.
Yeah, well, Adam gets laughs every time he does a live show with you. He's got good comedy right there.
Oh man, he's so fun.
Yeah,
the whole crew is so fun. I've been so fortunate to have been able to work with with them and work with Adam so closely. He's not even here, so I'm not even blowing smoke up his ass, and I don't even know if he's going to listen to this one, but I'm sure he will. But so if you're listening, Adam, I think he's just so wonderful, and I think he has this genuine passion for what he does, which is insanely inspiring. It's so rare to see a passion for what you do, and rather than just like, well, what's the quickest way to a buck? You know, what's the quickest way to make some horror schlock and sell it? You know, he likes to make things that he would want to watch, and that's so cool. And he talks to all of the fans. He interacts with everyone. He takes questions. He answers questions. He's just really, really, I don't know how he has the energy or the time to do half of the things that he does, but I've been very, very fortunate to work with him. I feel like he's become somewhat of a mentor to me, which has been really amazing. I've never had that. So
how did you two meet?
You know, it's Nick Hunt, who he's a producer on Hearts of Darkness. He was the one that kind of like had this great idea to make this documentary, and he brought it to Adam, and then Adam said, "Yeah, cool." But like, let's get some other people involved. And Nick went out and he got more people involved. He got a lot of letters of intent from the actors, and he got another producer on board. And then he reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in line producing this?" So I was like, I guess so. Cool. Who's involved? And he introduced me to Adam, and I mean, we just clicked right away, because I'm very much the same way. I like to, if I have something that's, I don't know how else to say this besides like, without like patting myself on the back in a way, but like I'm a workaholic, you know, and I will, if I have something to do, I do it as 10 times as I do it 100% or 110% or whatever. That's what I meant to say. God, this coffee hasn't kicked in today. But I think that we just clicked immediately, because he has that same, if not even better, work ethic than that I have, which is just, you know, whatever is going to get the train to the station, whatever it takes to get it there. If I got to push here and you've got to pull there, then let's do it, you know? So that's so we met through Nick, and we just kind of took the ball, got rolling with it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it when you guys do the live shows.
He's a lot of fun, and he razzes me, but I razz him right back.
Yeah, well, I noticed there's a lot more interest after he brought you in on that.
Well, it's different when you have it's a different energy when you have, you know, other people involved. And the last one we did on Thursday, we had Deborah and Tim, who interviewed both of them.
Yeah.
And that was really fun too, which added a whole different dynamic. So it's always, you know, and I think that's why like growing up in theater, that's what really attracted me to acting and to stick with it, because it is always something different, and bouncing off of each other, you always get a different energy, and I love that spur of the moment kind of things that you can create.
Well, you get a few other credits that are in there too. I noticed that you're uncredited as a gospel choir person in Fame. you sing in a choir, do you?
I do, which was really funny, because on that film, we worked with the composer of there's this really big number at the very end, and it was not a great movie, but there's this really big number at the end, and it's got this wonderful song that it's really dynamic, and it's just really well written. And we started working with the composer, and I would have, this was maybe, when was Fame? I guess that would have been like 08-ish, I want to say.
2009. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the original.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the original was so great. Why redo everything?
Yeah.
But the composer on that, I was looking at him. This would have been that 2009, 2008 when we shot it, probably. And then and I was looking at him. I'm like, I recognize him. Oh my God, we used to do theater in Cleveland when I was really little. He was a little bit older than I was. But we did, so it was just kind of this crazy connection to make. Cut to 10 years almost after that, I brought him back on to compose music for the Raking, which was really kind of cool. His name is Matthew James Murphy, and his partner, Joe Parker. They composed a great score for us on the Raking, but I thought it was really cool that that's where we first reconnected. It was in LA on the movie Fame. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah, and then of course you do Christmas with Cookie. Now, is there any other desserts in that film, or is it just cookies?
Just Cookie, but Cookie is the character, and Cookie is played by, actually, ironically, also the guy that played the actor that played the Rake, the monster in my movie. He brought me on to be in his movie. But he plays this crazy character named Cookie. It's just like a lot of crazy, bizarre holiday fun horror.
Speaking of which, have you seen Secret Santa? Adam's.
I have.
I love
it. It's so good.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really, really well done, and the comedy is great. It hits all the right notes. The horror is great. The acting is amazing, and I love that about Adam too. Is that he works with the actors that he likes to work with. You know, I really commend that in this temperature where we are, and you have to sell everything. Everyone's got to have a name in there, and you've got to be able to have and it's not always the right people for the roles, but they're going to sell it. But yeah. I really love that he likes to work with the best of the best. He chooses the best actors for the role.
Well, I don't think he'll be choosing Val Kilmer again.
I've heard a lot of those stories. Those are some great stories.
Yeah.
That's another thing about Adam. I could listen to his stories for literally hours, and I have. And, there's always more, and I love it. Because they're always extremely entertaining.
And then there's, of course, The Raking. And I take it that's about fall leaves, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, it's a horror film about... summer or fall cleanup. Because nobody likes to rake and mow their lawn in the fall.
Nope. Talk about this.
Talk about The Raking.
Yeah.
So The Raking, we it's actually kind of a weird. It just kind of came about. My former producing partner, Brian, and one of his former writing partners, her name is Laura, they had written this beautiful drama, which we actually ended up filming last year, 2 years ago, called Spare Room. And Laura really, really wanted to make it, but it was just infinitely more complicated than other things that we had done before. There was a lot more locations and characters and stuff like that. So I kept telling her, because I was doing the budget, and I was like, look, it's going to be a $500,000 film. We need to raise more money. This is not because my first two films were super, super low budget. Everything, because it's all either self-financed or, we've had luck of having a couple people come in and do some very small investments and a couple $1,000s, which is nothing if you're familiar with. A couple $1,000s might pay for an actor on a regular movie for a day, So they had this. So they had Spare Room. They were working on. They were like, well, and so I said, well, if we want to produce that and we really want to take that leap, that's a much bigger leap. But we've never all three done anything together. Why don't we come up with something that's smaller that we can do together? So they very quickly, within a month, wrote The Raking. Just a fun horror movie. And it was about, I found this, because we wanted to do kind of an urban legend, but there's been so many. And Slender Man was really popular at the time. But I found one on Creepypasta that I did search. It hadn't really been done before. So The Rake was, it only had a couple of really creepy stories on Creepypasta. And we kind of took from that and we created our own lore around it, this monster that can't be in the light. But he comes out at night and he preys on, the people in Joshua Tree is where we kind of just set it. And it was just an urban legend kind of a thing. So we ended up, it was written in a month, and then we cast it and we filmed it within 3 months. And we filmed it in Joshua Tree, which was really, really freaking hot. and the heat brings out some very interesting personalities in people. So that was probably like one of the more challenging films that I've ever done. But I co-directed that. It was not really like my, I wouldn't call that my directing debut. My partner mostly directed it, but he was also on screen too. So I directed about half of it, and that was really fun. And I love making those kinds of movies. And I actually have a giant statue of the rake that I have in my office / bedroom.
You have a giant statue of a rake?
Uh-huh. As you can imagine.
Speaking of spare rooms, yours has got a hole in it right now.
I know, it's so annoying. And the guy came and he's like, "I'm gonna come back." I was like, "Oh, please come back."
And then of course,
he was supposed to be here at 10. I was blocked out 10 to 2. It's almost 2 my time. 10. It's 1:37.
There you go.
Super annoying.
It's 5:37 here. Anyway, you did also the wake, and I take that's about you getting up and getting ready for the day, right?
But it's about morning coffee, yes.
Talk about this film.
So that was my very, very first film. That's my baby.
Mm-hmm.
I co-wrote it, and we wrote it around. We had a free location. My partner's dad actually had this giant house in Beechwood Canyon, which is like the Hollywood Hills, like right underneath the Hollywood sign. And it was this beautiful, huge house that he was moving. And I had just started working with my partner at the time. We were just started writing together. And I was like, we have to write something around this location because it's free. So we did. And it's basically a home invasion story. These 4 kids were involved in an accident where they ended up hitting a kid. Mm-hmm. And they were invited to this kid's wake, and they ended up getting trapped in the house, and including the mom. The mom is trapped in the house, so everyone thinks it's the mom. We kind of throw that, out the window when we see her tied up. So it's a whodunit slasher masked intruder kind of a horror film. But yeah, that was my first one, and it's definitely, there's a learning curve if you watch The Wake. From going from that one to the Raking to, the spare room, which was the next one, and the Mom's Anonymous, and there's definitely a learning curve, but I really love the process.
I could make a movie right there with you in it. You wake up to go rake in your spare room that has a hole in it.
That's the best short. She wakes up, she hears.
Oh no, it's gonna be 90 minutes. We've got to throw some suspense in there, so your little wiener dog is going to attack.
She gets stuck in the hole.
We also, of course, you get the browsing effect. Is that something about what you do at the mall?
No, I think you know what, that one I didn't have anything to do with except just coming in as an actor. So that one's more about how people are dating these days. How it's kind of like it's
not.
A browsing game,
Yeah, I'm not. So
I am recently single after like an 8-year relationship,
mm-hmm.
Which ended this summer,
mm-hmm.
and so I was like kind of looking at like, oh my God, I don't even like know what do these kids do these days? How do you meet anybody? Because I work for myself, I work pretty much alone or with Adam and Deb and Skeleton Crew, and but how else do you ever meet people? I don't know. So it is like all dating apps I'm finding out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
A lot of swiping left.
I think I'm fine being single. I get a kitty. That's all I need.
Oh yeah, Desilu keeps me company.
Yeah, but How could somebody give you up? I could-
I know. Well,
yeah.
I've come to learn that he's actually a little bit of a narcissistic sociopath, and that's not even me being mean. That's just true.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a rough summer, man. We were
Well,
actually supposed to be getting married this weekend. That is how that went down.
oh gee.
But
His loss.
dodged a freaking bullet, let me tell you. I've learned a lot more things about him than I care to admit, and they're not great things. And I didn't see them for 8 years, so definitely dodged a bullet.
So how many times did you have to treat him like one of those infants you take care of?
Oh my God, way too many. Like way too many.
They were
It
probably
is kind of amazing.
yeah. And I'm trying to look at some of these other ones. You get the Dead Dame in Hollywood. Now, what is that?
Oh, that one was a lot of fun. That one's a film noir,
Okay.
and it was also a super low budget, so it was shot kind of over the course of a year. So my hair started off because I cut it off for a role, so it was about just a little under my ear, and then over the year or so, it got down to just like below my shoulder. So I had very limited. I had to like recreate this like victory roll look that over the year got kind of. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if the continuity actually works or not. But it was a really, really funny film noir, whodunit, private eye kind of a thing, and great actors. It was really well written. And I don't know when that's coming out yet, but I'm really excited for that one.
Is the Raking and the Wake available?
I know. That was me. That was my stupid titling.
Are they
I didn't
available
really
anywhere
know
to
what
see?
to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Wake and the Raking are available on pretty much every streaming. The Wake actually just made it onto Vudu this month, and the Raking's on Vudu. They're both on Amazon. They're both on Google Play, Xbox. If you go to my company's website, which is lesson1entertainment.com, the number one, not written out, I have links to all of them set up. So I still have to update it, so don't judge me. But
oh, we're all judging.
Updating. I know. I've already been judged. It's fine. That's how Hollywood works. But yeah, if you go to lesson1entertainment.com and then current projects, there are links to, it's on iTunes as well. And then you can buy the DVDs and stuff like that, which I found out. So when The Raking came out, March 2017, within a day, it had become like the most pirated movie of the whole like last season of distribution that they had. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I mean, I was finding it everywhere. And then I was constantly like issuing takedowns and cease and desists. But once it's up, it's up. So unfortunately, we did not make a lot of money on that one. But we didn't really spend that much money either. So it's fine. It's out there. I'm just happy that I can, make the movies and make them for people, available for people to see and everything. But The Wake, this is where I was going with that. The Wake actually was never, I don't think they ever made a DVD of The Wake, not to my knowledge. And then I Googled it when I was coming up with our bios for the Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah.
And I Googled The Wake, and it pops up that you can buy the DVD on eBay from this like private seller. I was like, somebody else is making more money off of my movies than I am. That's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah. Well, you got several projects that are in either pre or post production. Any of them you want to talk about?
Well, let me see. What do I want to talk about? Well, Hearts of Darkness has taken over my life right now.
Are you wearing the shirt right now?
I know, it looks like that's all I wear, which is really funny to me too, which is part of the reason why I keep just wearing it. I have one that is called Aurora that I really love. I'm still writing it. I never really wrote anything on my own before, so this is a new venture for me, which I'm really loving.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of rewriting something. We did this as a web series, like 2012, but it never really went anywhere. I didn't know what I was doing. And then so now I'm rewriting that to be much better than it was before. But I think the idea was there. It's an alien story. It's kind of a little reminiscent of, it's like Roswell meets like Superman.
Okay.
It's a very great, it's an interesting concept, and it kind of more thought provoking than and it's a series, so that'll be really fun. And then I did I just, as an actor, I didn't produce this or anything, but I have one coming out in May 2020 called Age of Stone and Sky. It's called The Sorcerer Beast, actually, but it's from a series called Age of Stone and Sky. And that one, I played this like kick-ass cave woman heroine, which was a lot of fun. And we're going to be shooting the second, third, and fourth parts of that in the coming year and a half, I think. And Moms Anonymous. Moms Anonymous is on Amazon, and I would love for everyone to check that out because it's so funny, and I would love to make a season 2 of that. It's a web series as well.
Okay. Okay.
A couple other things I'm percolating, but can't really talk about just yet.
Okay. So are you involved? Oh, gee, Tawny Katane is in that.
Yes, she plays one of the moms. She was fantastic. She is a character.
Was she the one in the raincoat?
No, she didn't. The tall blonde, if you look at the cast or whatever, the tall blonde Rafaela, she was the one in the raincoat. She was hysterical.
Okay. No, I want to know if you're involved with any charities that you want to plug on here.
You know what? I'm not. I would love to be more involved. I was for a long time with a company called Hollywood Arts, and it was so great. It was right up my alley. Womp womp.
Mm-hmm.
That it was with homeless youths in LA. And it was this company that worked with them and gave them free training in the music and entertainment business, and let them kind of get the training on like really, really high end equipment. And, it was really a wonderful charity to work with. I would love to work with them again,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm all about plugging for them. I'm not specifically working with them, but they were so great. But I would love to be more involved with something. I don't know what though.
Well, you're going to be part of the Doubtfire Face Challenge, so
I am definitely going to be part of the Doubtfire Face Challenge. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's hysterical.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun to see. I'm trying to get the industry involved because that's what people want to see, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So
I'll tag Chris Hemsworth or something and see if he does it too.
when I started out, I was aiming for Emma Stone because I think she's hysterical, and I'm like, and that sounds like something that would be right up her alley because she's hilarious. But
she is so funny.
Yeah, and then I realized, I think I might be aiming too high there because it's kind of going to go gradual. So I thought, well, let's go after people I've interviewed and see if it trailblazes from there.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I'm sure that's how the Ice Bucket Challenge started. And what was there? There was another one, right? There was
Well, they got a lot of shit going on right now, like Tide Pod Challenge and stuff where people do really stupid, dangerous stuff
Oh, yeah, the cinnamon challenge. Yeah, that was dumb. And the
Like,
Tide Pods. Yeah, that was really dumb.
I mean, at least with this one here, it involves a cause. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
which is really, really wonderful.
I don't
Oh,
want to,
they're back.
I don't
I
want,
told them just to come in.
I don't want to see Emma Stone do the Tide Pod contest.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see anybody do that. That's awful.
Now, Doubtfire Face Challenge, sure. At least she'll come out.
Right.
But nonetheless, yeah, that one, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys do that. And then there's, do you have a web page that you want to promote on here?
Yes, I have two. My company, which I mentioned, lesson1entertainment.com, which is lesson the number one entertainment.com. And then my personal page, which is allierivera.com. I'm working on kind of rebranding lesson one. So it will still be lesson one, but I'm still like I'm kind of, because I just moved away from working with a former partner of mine. So just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with that. But yeah, that's where all of my stuff is. And that's where it's going to live for a long time, especially on my personal page, allierivera.com.
Mm-hmm.
2 L's and an IE.
Yeah.
And my Instagram is, and my Instagram and my Facebook page, they're both at It's Allie Rivera. And my Twitter is just plain old at Allie Rivera. I was really lucky with that one. I got my full name.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot on Twitter, but every now and again.
Twitter's kind of fading, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I use right now Facebook mainly to network, and
Mm-hmm.
I was off of it for 2 or 3 years, and I come back when I started this podcast.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's a great place to network, and I
yeah.
didn't realize that. I didn't really know how to do that until I met Nick Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Through he reached out to me through Facebook, and then introduced me to a number of people through Facebook. I mean, it's just kind of crazy.
I do need to ask, what was it like working with Tawny Katane? Because she was in a bachelor party.
She is she is lovely
Mm-hmm.
at times. she was fine. She was a little bit challenging at times to work with. You know what? I learned she was not great at taking direction from another female. So that was my challenge with her. But once we kind of broke through those walls, because she's an 80s star, right? So that's kind of 80s and 90s, you know, women were not very kind to other women. It's been not until very recently that women have really been more supportive to other women, at least, you know, in my experience. But so I think that's kind of, she had that like old school mentality, you know, like, you're not my mom. But then we worked through that, and we got through that, and then it was great to work with her. But it definitely was a challenge at first.
Okay.
But she's really funny too. So it was definitely worth like figuring out, okay, how are we best going to work together? Because you're hysterical and you're so perfect for this role. And she executive produced it too. She came on and helped us there. So that was really great too.
Yeah, but is she as hysterical as you are?
No one's as hysterical as I am.
I should, the next time you guys are on live chat, I should just pitch all kinds of things Adam should do.
We'll be live here, and I'm actually about to head out soon to go meet with Adam, and then we're gonna be live. What time is it? 2, so at like 5. So it's like 3 hours from now we'll be live. It takes me about an hour to get there though.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, especially with the fires.
Wouldn't it be funny if you were still on here while he was doing? I won't keep you that long. Okay, so here's my my next question is what do you like? This is a big thing for you, Hearts of Darkness. Do you have like a big goal ahead, like where you'd like to, say in 5 or 10 years' time, where do you hope to see yourself in terms of the film industry?
Ooh, I get asked that a lot too, and truthfully, I don't know. I would like to be more in front of the camera while I still can. I really want to focus more on my acting career a little bit. It's been great that I've been able to give myself some opportunities, but I think a lot of that took away a lot of time that I could have been more proactive with my career otherwise. So I'm definitely kind of shifting focus a little bit back to me. And I think the breakup had a lot to do with that in a good way. I think it was a nice like way to kind of take a step back and look at what I really want. And that's what I really want, is I want to do more in front of the camera. But I also I really do enjoy producing. I really love it. And there's no reason that I can't do both or have both of those be personal goals. I like putting pieces together and bossing people around. So
Well, you're in Los Angeles. Have you met any big name performers?
Oh yes. When I first, this is how I actually got into producing was I was really bored, and I took on an internship at this production company called Film Engine Entertainment, and they had us doing research, which I love. I'm such a nerd, but I love doing research, and if you can't find it, I will. that's my MO. So I was doing research and I was killing it apparently, and they brought me on to be their executive assistant. And so I transitioned while I was there from being the executive assistant to the creative exec. So I got to get a lot of firsthand experience, and I was doing kind of truthfully both jobs. And way underpaid. But and my boss was kind of a handful. I love him. I still do. He definitely taught me a lot, but he was in and out of rehab. So I was oftentimes left running things.
Okay.
And I just didn't even know that I was producing. Like somebody, when I met my former partner, he was like, well, why don't we just make things for ourselves? And I was like, oh, we can do that? And he's like, well, that's what you're doing, isn't it? So that's when I really kind of got a handle on, oh, that's what producing is. It's just putting all of these pieces together and making things work. That's what I was already doing. So I really, that's where I learned how to and learned to love to do it. And then, so then after but during Film Engine, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm telling you, this coffee has not kicked in yet. We went to Cannes, we went to Tribeca, we did like the whole film festival circuit, that first year that I was there. And so I was still just kind of like learning the ropes of the assistant world. But my boss couldn't do anything on his own. Like he really needed me to do a lot of the things for him. So I got to go everywhere, do everything, and see and meet everybody. So that particular year, there was a film called Get Low that we were like kind of traveling with while they were promoting it in all the festivals, and that starred Bill Murray, Robert Duvall, Sissy Spacek.
Okay.
So I traveled with them. I got to hang out with Bill Murray. How cool is that? He was awesome. He was a riot, especially at South by Southwest. Like he got behind the bar and started pouring shots for everybody. He was really, really fun. And then we were traveling with Adrian Brody, like the most random array of celebrities. But so I've got to meet like some really interesting talent. And I'm like I'm the most like unassuming person really. So it was nice because, or unthreatening, I should say. So I got to kind of pick their brains and just chat with them, and they're all lovely people.
Yeah. Well, I think my mine would be Emma Stone. That'd be somebody if I met. That would be the one that make me most nervous.
I hear she's wonderful too.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't stand it when I hear but ones that aren't so wonderful. And I hear
I
those, yeah,
know.
I hear a few of those stories.
Yep.
Yep.
I've
Well,
I've seen that too. I've seen that side of it too. There are
yeah,
some that are not very lovely, but I don't want to badmouth anybody. I will only uplift.
you only uplift.
Mhm.
Well, I was going to say, oh, here's what I was going to say. I usually ask people if they've done the convention scenes, but I imagine that's pretty early stage for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I did Monster Palooza with the Raking, and that's
Okay.
really it. But we were one of the first films really to ever promote at Monster Palooza, and they put us like at first I was like, oh, and they put us all the way in the back. But what was genius is they put us in the back right across from the bar, so we got a ton of foot traffic. And the movie wasn't even out yet, so we were just kind of promoting. We had buttons, and we have the life size statue of the rake and everything like that. We had the trailer running, and people loved it, and it was really cool. But I've never done the convention scene otherwise.
Well, here's a question. What's the most interesting thing you've ever been asked to sign?
Oh, I
This,
mean, I've been asked some weird things.
okay.
I just got this email request for like nude photos. I'm like, no. And it was like, if you don't already have them, can you make them for me? I was like, oh, no. I'm not going to do that. But you get asked some weird things. I think also being a female, I don't know if I've ever been asked to sign anything weird other than my headshot or pictures or stills or something like that from the movie, posters, that kind of stuff.
Do you get hit up on that a lot with the whole because I mean you're a stunning woman, but I
Oh,
mean
thank
I'm
you.
yeah, but that must be a little off. Like I know, trust me, I don't get those requests because I'm nothing to look at.
It is well, and it's a little too. Ooh, they're putting the whole back together. I guess it's a little twofold for me because I've learned that you get yourself out there a little bit more. Sometimes you post like, low cut pictures or whatever. I have a couple of more suggestive pictures on some of my Facebook and stuff like that. So it's the chicken or the egg, I put myself out there like that. So of course you're gonna get some odd requests. So it doesn't bother me at all, not really. I mean, it's just funny to me now, but it is it's kind of which comes first, and it's not like, oh, she was asking for it. But kind of.
You want me to be frank with you? You're lovely enough. You don't have to. I will say,
No, and
yeah,
I
but
don't do that. I didn't do anything like that until this last round of I have this segment on the radio show that my partner and I do.
uh
She's wonderful, but she's like 5'11", I want to say 5'10", 5'11", and I'm 5'2" at like on a good day, standing up very straight, possibly wearing a little bit of a heel. So we wanted to kind of promote our show, and it's on SB Nation Radio on Sunday nights. Oh, sorry, of course.
oh, don't worry
Doing it
about
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
So we did a photo shoot for it, and she's a former model,
Mm-hmm.
and she's stunning. But she was like, oh, you should totally do like fitness modeling or whatever. And I'm like, nah, I've never done that before. So we brought like bathing suits because we had this like bathtub shot that we were gonna do, and not like sexy. We're gonna make it really funny. And she was like, no, we should just do some individual stuff. So we just took some time out of the shoot, and our photographer was amazing and really artistic. And we did some lingerie shots, and we did some, we did some individual shots of the look that we were going for anyway. So it was kind of empowering because I've never done that before, and it is a little empowering to to embrace your sexuality, your femininity, and I've just never really promoted that about myself. So it kind of felt good in a way. So that's the only reason that I did it, and the only reason I even posted it is because, especially with this whole breakup thing, it's very empowering to feel like I've taken that for myself.
You want me to tell you something? I'm looking at a picture of you right now, and I think it's a beautiful picture. But it's something like you said. Number one, I just love the way the picture is just centered. A total white background. It has you sitting in a pink chair with white, and you got a tie in both hands going behind you, and you got a black bra piece on. You know what?
Yeah, is that on IMDb?
Yeah, I love that shot, and I love the fact that it's a total white background, and the pink really shows up. I mean, and I'm not trying to be perverse or anything. I just think it's a very, very nice shot.
No, that's the whole reason that. Yeah, I mean, he was just such a great photographer to work with, and the whole point was that we, as funny women, we wanted to still want to embrace the funny. So a lot of it wasn't meant to be totally, just sex for sex appeal. It was really just to kind of embrace, is like show, like kind of that we embrace ourselves, and everyone should, embrace who you are. But it's also, so it was kind of a really, it was a different photo shoot for me, which was, and it was very, and I loved everything that he got from it, because I was in a much better headspace, you know what I mean? And I feel like that kind of came through. So I was really kind of happy to post those, which I've never posted. You can look through my whole range of Instagram. It's maybe some selfies and stuff like that, but like for the most part, I've never posted anything like risque by any means. But once I started posting those from this last photo shoot, I've definitely gotten a couple of other requests.
Well, I would never request that of you, but I gotta say, I like that photo. That's a great photo, and I say that respectively.
Thank you very much. It is one of my favorites. I love that. I love what he did with that. The whole setting was just so fun.
I've never asked this before, but I think I'll ask you now, because I don't want to ambush you with it. But would I be able to use that as one of the pictures to go along with the YouTube ones, or would you not
Sure.
want? Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you felt comfortable with it, because I think it's a great shot.
Oh, thank you so much, and I appreciate you asking so respectfully, because it is, obviously it's a little bit more risque, but it is. I put it up on IMDb for a reason, So
Yeah, but you know what? Risky or not, you're not naked. You're not totally naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a great shot, and yeah. No, I just.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to use it.
Yeah. Just don't ask Adam Marcus to do it. I don't want to see him do.
That will be how we switch.
No.
I get to wear the glasses and the vest, and he can wear the lingerie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure
he'll love that.
Deborah will love that too.
Oh my God, we'll pick the names out of the hockey mask that way. That's funny.
Yeah, I think I'll have to get in on the Blu-ray thing too, so I can get in on that as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We are pretty much winding down here, and
Okay.
we've been talking for almost 100 minutes here.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, unless you got anything else that you want to share.
No. I love I've loved talking with you. This was a lot of fun. I'm really, really glad you had me on.
Yeah, well, I hope to have you on again sometime, maybe next year, I'll reach out again, and
when Hearts of Darkness comes out. Ooh.
There we go. There we go. Hearts of Darkness. Are they going to have you get chased by Jason?
That would be fun. Someone commented on one of the lives that we did, it was like, Allie could kick Jason's ass. Yes, I could actually.
I put the Allie versus Jason.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I don't know whether that would be a horror film or a comedy.
Maybe a little bit of both. A horror comedy.
That would be funny. Yeah. But no, hopefully I'm going to tell Adam, put Allie on screen. Put Allie on screen. I don't know why he didn't have you in Secret Santa. I can just imagine that.
Oh, I didn't even know him then. So I'm
You-
sure I didn't know him at all. And he works with a lot of people that do his class. He runs a class, an acting class on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which I can just never go to. But I'm hoping that once the campaign is over, I'll be able to kind of have some more time, because I'd love to be able to take a class with him. He's so great.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was lovely having you on here tonight, and you're on live with him again tonight, so I think I'm going to see if I can check that out, and get on there.
Yeah, I think it's 9 p.m. your time, right? You're 4 hours ahead of us, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be on 9 p.m., but we'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll be I might just throw a whole bunch of suggestions down there. Say, Adam, here's some ways you can torment Allie. But
he will. He'll take those too, I'm sure.
Well, you know what, Allie? It was so much fun having you come on here, and you're every bit the delight that I figured you would be. So,
Thanks.
yeah. So, I was going to say, before I let you go, would you mind doing a plug for my show?
Of course. Ooh, I don't know if I can remember all that. It's a lot. I am Allie Rivera, and you are listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise out of New Brunswick, Canada.
Oh, wow, you got it on the first take. I thought you'd be here until the live show trying to get that. That was my plan. I put all the space ahead so you could...
You left about an hour left of the show.
Well, you know what? It was a lot of fun, and I'm very happy to have connected with you. And yeah, I'm gonna keep track of your progress and see what else you're doing, and hopefully they'll get you in. Well, I was gonna say more horror films, but whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever they get you in. I think you.
I will definitely be working with Adam for a while. I think on other projects as well, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera. I'm just really happy to work with him.
Oh, you gotta be in front of the camera. You're too lovely.
I'll weasel my way in. Don't you worry about it. I'll weasel my way in there somehow.
You're too lovely. You're too lovely not to be on camera.
Thank you, and thank you for talking with me. It's been such a wonderful hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes.
Yep,
Ooh.
Absolutely. Yep. And you're not even the and you're not even the longest. Yeah. Well, Allie, I'm going to bid you a wonderful afternoon where you are. And
Thank
yeah.
you.
I
will be spending it in my car driving to Adams.
Yep.
The LA traffic is for real.
Yep. Well,
Not an urban legend like the Rake.
Yeah. But you still got a hole in your wall, right?
I don't know. It sounds like they're patching that up, which would be great to get all this crap out of my bedroom finally.
Yeah.
Because that was my prop closet. So I have like a rifle, an airsoft rifle. I've got doctor's costumes. I have a whole bunch of props. I've got a sheriff's outfit. I have a sound mixer, a couple cameras, and some camera gear, tripods and stuff. They're all just laying around my bedroom.
Where do you sleep?
Luckily, I have a fantastically large bedroom because I did that on purpose because I knew I'd be working from home a lot. So I definitely needed some space.
Yeah. Well, well, I am going to let you go, and so you can get to Adams, and because I don't want to be responsible for you not being there where I can't make fun of you some more. I mean,
well, I look forward to it for sure.
Absolutely. Well, God bless you, Allie, and thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you so much for being as bubbly and funny as I imagined.
Oh, thank you. you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And have a fantastic afternoon.
You too. I'll be
Okay.
keeping in touch with you.
Good, good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.